But now it's time for the news, and there isn't any.
And even if there were, we haven't got time for it because we've got such a packed programme. So we must move on to the 1950s. James.
Over the past few years, many car manufacturers have been reinventing their old models from the past.
Where you live.
Thank you. And now, the news. And I'm afraid it's very bad. Jeremy Clarkson has a cold.
I have not got a cold. I've got bird flu. I'm living, breathing proof, soon to not be living or breathing, that it can jump species.
Wow. That means it's only one species away from humans, so we could all be. Right, the news. And did you know James has won an award? He has. He is officially Heat Magazine's Weird Crush of the Year.
No!
Yeah, there it is. No, there it is. Yeah, it is. Thank you. Well, it is weird. Thing is,
there's actually been another award this week. You two don't know about this one. Brill Cream have made awards for the best celebrity hairstyle on television.
Oh, go on.
Third place, Alex Zane. Second place, Steve Jones, who was in the Sex Pistols, as far as I know. And the winner, the best celebrity hairstyle on television, Richard Hammond! Yes!
I haven't got a hairstyle.
No,
What?
It's just some hair. It's not
You don't
styled.
have that styled?
No, it just happened.
We're 20 minutes late starting the show because the makeup girl's been out 40 times with Hey, listen, they've also done the worst celebrity hairstyles. Third place, Ridian.
No idea.
X what? X Factor. Second, Simon Cowell, also X Factor. And the winner. The worst haircut on television, James May! Oh, no!
So that makes you a double award winner. It's official then, you are weird with bad hair.
Shocking hair.
Be proud.
Now, have you ever wanted to buy, OK, a sports car that's got a diesel engine, top speed of 150 miles an hour, that's a high-riding 4x4 off-road car, and is also a four-seater convertible?
No.
Neither have I. But Audi's made one anyway. Here it is.
What do you do with it?
I've no idea. It's called the Cross Cabriolet. Not as cross as the owner will be when he buys it and discovers he looks like Graham Norton's plumber. But the thing is, Audi, it's only a concept at the moment. The trouble is that Audi have a habit of putting their concepts into production, but really just no with that one. There's a new mini estate car coming along. They're calling it the Clubman. It's got 5 doors, but they're not where you might expect. We've got a picture here, look. We've got 2 at the back. When you close those, there's a big line down the centre of the car so you can't see out the rear-view mirror. Then you get 2 on this side and 1 on the other, and you can tell it's German.
How?
Because if you pull up in Germany with that, OK, to let your children out of the back, the only back door, they're on the curb. But they don't switch it round for right-hand drive. So if you pull up in Britain, open the back door to let the children out, they're in the middle of the road.
So what they're really saying is British children are less important than German children.
That is the advertising slogan for that car.
Is it?
No.
I think that's a bit like Tesco's own brand bean.
There you go. Yes, mate. You sit in your armchair, love. They'll be round in a bit.
Love?
Now, I suppose we ought to talk about some cars. Specifically cars that are coming out in 2008. Next year, the best car, by a mile, is this. This is the Alfa Romeo 8C, and I am nursing a semi just looking at it.
You've kind of spoiled it.
£110,000.
Oh, man.
Carbon fibre, rear-wheel drive. Every single thing about it I want, and it's an Alfa, you know. Now, you ready for this? The Americans have announced their green car of the year.
Oh, good. It'll be a Toyota Prius. So
Isn't.
move.
electric thing?
It's a Prius Toyota.
No.
It's going to be a Prius, so...
It isn't. I've got a photograph of it here. There you go.
That's not a Prius.
No, that's
Whoa.
a 6-litre V8 Chevy Tahoe.
That's the green car
I'm
of the year.
absolutely not joking. No, it's a hybrid. They put a tiny, weeny little electric motor in it somewhere. There you are, that's a hybrid. And they've fallen for it. Does 21 miles to the gallon.
That's green.
It is very green. Actually, the funniest thing is the judges for this, OK? Do you want to know who the judges are? The American Green Car of the Year. One of them was Jay Leno.
Oh, he hates cars.
Yes, apart from his large collection of Ferraris and Porsches, he hates them.
Yeah.
Carroll Shelby.
Oh, he really hates cars. Yeah.
No, Carroll Shelby was the man who put the 7-litre V8 in the AC-Ace to create the Cobra and spends his time now...
Supercharging Mustang.
He does, yes. He puts superchargers on Mustangs. And the other judge was, he's called Jean-Michel Cousteau, and he's actually Jacques Cousteau's son. I'd love to have been in the... when they were discussing it. Shut up, you goddamn Frenchy, cheese-eating surrender monkey.
Poor bloke, when he walked in that room.
Yeah.
It's going to be very exciting. I'm a judge, and they were there drinking petrol.
I know.
And supercharging their chair.
Because Shelby would be going, I know what a hybrid is. It's like country and western.
There's lots of supercars around at the moment, new stuff, so I thought we could maybe take a quick look at some of those. Here's that Roush 4 GT, and they've turned the supercharger up on that, so it's now, what, 610 instead of 550 horsepower. It's going to be £141,000. They're only making 10 of those. That's great.
That's as fast as it'll ever go.
It'll never...
In that picture.
Yeah. There's this, the Lamborghini Reventon. They're only making 20 of these. It is costly, £800,000 a piece.
800 grand?
Yes, but look at it. It looks like a stealth fighter. It's all angles. It's beautiful.
800,000 quid?
Yeah.
This is the Bentley Brooklands. It's a two-door... what's the other one called that they make?
Continental Azure.
No, we have been off for a while, haven't we?
The Arnage, it's a two-door version of that. 530 horsepower, 230,000 pounds. Proper Bentley, though. Old school.
Proper comfortable. Good for your piles.
Go on.
Yes, now you may remember the first programme of this series when we went over to Europe and drove all around the place trying to find fabulous driving roads in those lightweight supercars. Well, we heard from a chap who did the same. And we'd said, look, do it, it's brilliant. Well, a chap did, and he sent us his holiday photographs. He sent us a photograph here of him on the first day of his trip at the Stelvio Pass, where we actually were, with his Lamborghini. And he also then sent us a photograph of how it ended up on his holiday. Here it is. Not. Yeah. The thoughts he's having about Top Gear now. Not generous.
Not good. Right, now, you know the Morgan Aero, Max? This is the car Richard's just bought. Got a picture of it here, OK?
Yes, it's gorgeous.
Now, they're making, what, 100 of those, aren't they?
Very rare.
OK? Now, you probably imagine the other 99, apart from you who's buying them up, real men in tweed jackets who get down to the pub for a pint of best, which has got twigs in it and mud and leaves.
Yes.
So you want to guess who ordered one of those this week?
Kenneth Moore.
No.
Edward Fox.
No. Paul O'Grady. You'll be able to go for weekends in the country together with your Morgans.
That's an exclusive club. Now, the news. Imagine, if you will, that you'd bought a Bugatti Veyron. It's a big investment. You'd be very excited about the day it was going to be arrived. So you'd imagine such a thing would be delivered, you know, like a golden carriage on a bed of swan's feathers. It's a special moment in your life.
I'd want mine borne aloft by 16 greased, naked eunuchs. That's what I'd want.
Whatever. The point is, that's the sort of thing you'd expect. It's a big moment. In Russia, they do things a little bit differently. Here is one. Here's being transported. That's a Bugatti. I've brought your Bugatti, sir. It is here. What? It's on a flatbed pickup. That's a disappointment in your life.
Now, I'd like to talk about a car.
Right. On
Right.
Top Gear?
Yeah.
No.
Seriously, look at this. This is the Mercedes McLaren SLR Roadster, which is now officially the fastest convertible in the world. That'll do 206 miles per hour with the roof down. But if a blue bottle flies over the top of the windscreen at that speed and hits you in the middle of your forehead, it'll go straight through its own arse.
I thought you were going to say it would go through your head.
I was expecting that.
No, your head will be fine. A company that makes brake discs and brake pads and things, and they're urging us all to check our brakes, make sure they're working properly, because, according to some statistics from the Department for Transport, 1 in 3 accidents happens because a vehicle fails to stop in time. Well, whereas I thought it was actually all accidents.
Lewis Hamilton.
What? Oh.
He had an accident because he didn't stop in time. Did you see it last weekend? Did you see it?
No.
Why weren't you watching?
Well, don't have a go, neither was he by the sound of it. He crashed
His
into the
tyres are poor, lad. No, his tyres had gone. And then it got much worse for him. Actually, we found this on the internet, actually. Stop for petrol on the way home.
Oh, poor lad. Oh, bad day all round, eh?
Yes, but now it's time to do the news, and there's a lot to get through. We've got the Ferrari 430 Scuderia. I've driven this now. It's absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we won't be able to show it to you because some idiots crashed it. Supposed to be filming it later this week, but that's not going to happen. Nissan, this is the GTR. Now, this is going to be the most exciting car of 2008. We've just heard this week it goes around, is it the Nürburgring?
It's Nürburgring.
It goes around the Nürburgring quicker than a 911 Turbo, that.
Well,
Can't wait for that. Then, of course, we've got the battle between the Subaru Impreza, the new one, and the Mitsubishi Evo 10. So much good stuff.
I have to say as well, it's not all the supercars. There are some affordable cars out as well. There's one. OK, now...
Another quick look at a new car, Subaru Impreza STI Hyper-Nutter rally thing coming along. Haven't released many facts about it yet. Probably going to be 300 horsepower there or thereabouts, turbocharged engine. But we're pretty confident it's not going to be a looker.
No.
No, because, well, here's the photograph they sent out with it. Oh, no, that really is. Honestly, that's the photograph they sent out.
We haven't faked that.
No, we have not faked that. That's what they sent us.
So, can you send us a picture of a new car? Yes, here it is.
Doesn't suggest confidence, does it? It's
No.
a pig, we know it. And now, the news. Now, you know those club card points that you get in supermarkets when you spend money? Tesco's has announced this week that if you spend those vouchers on a car, you get 4 times the value of the points.
Really?
They quadruple them.
Well, that's quite good, because I buy my pies from Tesco's. You know, those little steak ones with the gravy from the finest range with the really thick, crusty topping.
Well, it works that for every £100 you spend, you get the equivalent of £4 back in points towards your car.
So, how many pies a week do you eat?
2.
And how much are they?
£1.20.
£1.20. So, for each one of those £1.20s, you get...
So you could be on your way to a car, mate.
Just work this one out. You could have enough for a Ford Fiesta diesel in 2,403 years.
Wow! You're going to have to eat more pies. That's what you'll have to do. A lot more.
I can eat more pies than that. Hang on, I can work out that... hold on a minute.
Well, it's an ambition for you.
No, hang on a minute, because I could have a new Ford Focus in a year if I eat 570 pies a day.
Wow, well, there you go. That'll be so in a year's time. James, your new car's here. I can't get up. I don't feel so well.
Pies are not a good way to buy cars, just in case you were wondering.
Car I'm really looking forward to, the new Koenigsegg CCXR. Look at that. Oh, yes, exactly. Underneath that sleek... It's all carbon fibre, that bodywork. It's V8, 2 superchargers on it. It's putting out 1,000 brake horsepower. 250 mile an hour plus. Yeah, 1,000 brake horsepower.
And isn't it green?
Well, here's the clever thing, is it runs on biofuel. So, technically, that's a green car right there. Look, that's a
We could
prize.
buy Al Gore one.
Oh, yes.
How much is it?
It's quite costly.
How much?
£1,070,000. Well, news from Korea.
Yep.
The Kia Picanto. It's got a new front bumper. Look at that.
Wow.
Oh.
Is that it?
Yeah, just the bumper.
Anything else?
Well, more news from Korea, actually. You know the Hyundai Coupe?
Yes.
Well, there's a new one coming. Look. That looks brilliant.
The trouble with the Hyundai Coupe is that it always looks quite good, but it's sort of quite nice to drive, but it's front-wheel drive and a bit sort of half-arsed, I always think.
Well, this time, though, they're talking about putting a V8 in the front of that. But even as it is, there's a V6, 300 brake horsepower, it's a light engine, or you can have a 4-pot turbo. It is rear-wheel drive this time.
Rear drive?
Yep, and limited slip diff. They're looking to take on the Mustang with it.
Even I like that.
They'll be delighted.
No, I do.
You know those Citroens that have got a vibrating seat? And the idea is that if you kind of nod off and stray out of lane on the motorway, the seat base vibrates and wakes you up and, you get back in line. I was talking to a girl the other day who'd got one, and she said she'd gone all the way from London to Birmingham deliberately on the hard shoulder because it was so loud. Now, the only problem with that is that in order to have this, frankly, excellent facility, you have to buy a Citroen.
Which is terrible.
Which is terrible. But now, I've come across this.
What is it?
Well, it's a seat base that you put on your car seat, OK, like that, and then you turn it on, the middle bit vibrates, so you sit on it and it vibrates.
So, what? You don't have to go over the lines, or
No, you don't have to have a Citroen or anything, just have this. The only thing is, it's quite annoying.
I think it's probably not meant for you.
Is it meant for you?
No, I think you have to be a girl.
Oh, yeah.
They're like chaps, but they've got more...
Come and
shoes
try
and
this
like
out.
Heating on higher.
She's blushing.
Come on, try it out. Try out my captain's chair and tell me if that's good and you'd like that in your car. Are you ready?
Okay. Oh, that's good.
So how can this be legal? Honestly, you can't drive while eating an apple or using a mobile phone.
But you can drive when you're all cross-eyed and sweaty.
That's $59.99.
So it's more expensive than a Citroen. But it's worth it.
Look. This is the problem we've got. There's that, you know, we accidentally lit pipes last week.
A bit.
A hysterical woman who runs some hysterical organisation's got thin lips, the sort who take their own lunch to work, you know the sort? She got in touch and she pointed out, having demanded an apology from the BBC, she pointed out that you can't smoke anything now in the studio, anything. It doesn't matter if it's herbal, it doesn't matter if it's tobacco, you're not allowed to, which means it is now illegal to inhale the Mayor of London if he's on fire in here.
That's blown it.
What if we turf him?
Turf him?
Ooh, is that some euphemism from those special clubs you go to? You see a nice bloke in a leather hat, and I would love to turf him. It's not...
No.
Oh, right.
No, it isn't. I'm thinking of that artist, I can't remember his name, you know, who turfs buildings and statues.
Where do you live?
Well, he does it in London. He did it in the South Bank. We turf Ken Livingstone, stick him on a plinth, job done.
Police in Hampshire are running an advert of a jolly policeman in his tall helmet and they're putting it on the back of a bus. We've got it here. There you are. And it's fine, except for where the bus's exhaust pipe is.
There's his... No, that Oh, that poor man. Imagine driving behind that. Look, there's me, there's my small metal penis. He will be the crossest policeman in the world. If you get pulled by him, it's bad news.
It is.
I mean, if you do get pulled by him for speeding, don't whatever you do say, aren't you the one for the exhaust pipe for a pee?
If you're watching this as a repeat, it's Christmas Day, so happy Christmas. If, however, you're watching it on Sunday, you've got one shopping day left till Christmas, so we thought we'd give you some gift ideas. And we're going to begin, if I may, with this, which I've got down here. It's a travel rabbit. Now... No, I think... Obviously, what you do is you plug it into the cigarette lighter, and then this little chap, he vibrates and he jiggles about, and, you know, his ears like that, and it amuses the passengers.
Smashing.
I think that's rather nice.
That's a lovely gift.
That's a Christmas novelty. I think that's rather nice. Oh, now you've got one.
You know the Ford car?
Yeah.
It's been around for 11 years.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? 11 years old?
It has, and they've decided to mark that anniversary with a special limited edition. And here it is. It's called the Two-Tone, and obviously it is two-tone. You can have that's Blazer Blue, or you can have Panther Black, teamed with Moonstone Silver bumpers there.
Oh.
It's really... But I think I know where they got that idea from. It's actually an earlier Ford. Here it is. There, you see? That's what they... No, because no, because the bodywork is Dagenham Hospital white, and then that's burnt freesia door there, and this back door I think is from the Autumn Mist collection. That's an exciting special edition.
And now the news. And I'm afraid we begin with an apology. We are unable to bring you Jeremy's road test of a Ferrari on the moon.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a call from the Director General of the BBC. He said he had one or two issues with it. I think it was the bit at the end when the Queen stormed off the moon.
No, actually, the Queen walked onto the moon.
No, she didn't. She stormed off it. It wasn't faked in any way. We don't fake things.
Have you ever thought, oh no, my shoehorn is far too heavy?
Yes. Every single miss. Well, I haven't got one, in fact.
Well, help is at hand with this special lightweight, carbon fibre-ended shoehorn.
They put carbon fibre
Yes.
on a shoehorn?
It's very light.
It is.
What the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You could put that in your dungeon, James, it just doesn't it? Oh, now, listen, you know in the olden days when Britain was a sensible country, if you had a bump on the motorway, put your car on the hard shoulder, exchange names and addresses of the other guys, and then you went on your way. Not anymore. Have you noticed this now? If you have a bump on the motorway now, you know those policemen who aren't really policemen? They come to the scene of the crash and close the motorway. Have you noticed? I was coming down the M40 on Wednesday, tiny crash, couple of broken indicator lenses. They got there and they had shut all 3 lanes. Huge queue, people missing meetings, people missing flights, just so that they could run around picking things up. It's just, I've never seen. And do you know what? I got into the office, I thought, I'll just find out how many other motorways have been closed today. Do you know what it was? I've got a list here. Just on that one day, the M40, the M1, the M25, the M26, the M66 and the M42, all shut by these wombles. We can manage without you, you day-glow.
Oh, that's...
Wombles.
That's touching, ladies and gentlemen. His first rant of the series.
Yes. So what news have you got then, James, this week?
Well, actually, I've got some news from Korea.
You can't tell, can you, that Top Gear's just been sold in Korea?
No.
Well, I don't think there's any evidence. I think we're smoothing this one out nicely.
It's not showing.
Hello, you industrious little fellows.
That's got him on side. Well done.
Well, from Korea, you know the Kia Ceed?
The Ceed, yes. What about it?
Well, it's the 4th best car of the year.
Fourth best.
It's the 4th best car
Wow.
of the year.
That's not even a podium finish, is it?
What beat it?
The Fiat 500 was the winner. 3rd place was the Ford Mondeo. And then 4th place, the Ceed. And then in 5th place was the Nissan... Qashqai?
Oh, the squash.
Where's the Audi R8?
It's not here.
Who here would have a Nissan Kumquat in front of an R8?
It's a survey.
That's 0% of the
Yeah.
British people would do that. What idiots have come up with that?
Well, you see, it's the car of the year jury. It's senior people from 22 countries, and they have a sort of pathological hatred of any car that's expensive or
They're just
nice.
communists.
They are communists. But the interesting thing is, you see, a couple of weeks ago, you remember I drove that Rolls-Royce Phantom Drophead? See, I don't know, but I thought that was better than the Fiat.
I think it could be, yeah.
Now, there's a survey from Toyota out this week, OK? And they say 72% of Europeans rate health and well-being as being important in a car. Well, now, that means, what they're saying is 28% of Europeans like a car to make them feel ill.
That doesn't seem... Oh, I love my Mondeo because every time I start the engine, it gives me scurvy. And that's a good thing in my life.
I chose Porsche because it brings on rectal prolapse.
And I like that.
Anyway, Toyota have come up with a car, OK? They're calling it a healthy living car, and it's designed to make you feel good.
Really?
And here it is.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel good in that. I'd feel like a prat, to be honest.
What do? Pedal it?
No, it's got a normal engine, but they say, OK, the steering wheel changes colour depending on what mood you're in.
What?
So if you get angry, it goes red.
How does the steering wheel know when you're angry?
No, why do you want the steering wheel to tell you you're angry? You already know that, because you're frothing
feel
at the
cross.
But it's quite a thing, you know, when you say to women, what's wrong? And they go, nothing. Well, there is, because your steering wheel. Do you like the Dodge Viper? You do? Well, there's a new version out. Here it is. It's called the ACR, and what they've done is they've squeezed more power out of the engine, the 8.4-litre V10, now 600 brake horsepower, and you can buy what they're calling the hardcore pack.
Really?
What they'll do is they'll strip out all the interior, carpets, radio, and that saves £40, or which in America is lunch, isn't it? Oh, now, a word of warning. You know, you can now buy radar-guided cruise control for your car. I first tested it with a Mercedes, and I liked it very much. The idea is you set the cruise control, go along at a speed. If a car pulls out in front of you, your car sees it, slows you down to the speed it's going. When it pulls over, you accelerate back up to the speed you selected, OK? And I thought that was great, but I tried it on a Volvo this week. What it does when it slows down is apply the brakes, and the brake lights come on.
Well, yeah, but it's putting the brakes on to slow you down. It's very clever.
No. You should never apply the brakes on a motorway.
Well, it's a
No, it's the brake lights are what's caused all the tailbacks and everything. It's just people who can't maintain a constant speed. Do you know what I mean? There's those people that drive with that, like there's a braking, like accelerated too close. I'd have police marksmen shoot them in the head for doing that. I have never braked on a motorway.
What if something's in the way? What if somebody swerves and you've got to...
You see them coming. If it's an old Rover, you know it's being driven by a man with ears the size of a satellite dish. You don't ever need to brake, you just prepare yourself.
Nissan have a number of branded products out for Christmas this year. They've gone bonkers with it. I've been through the catalogue. So, for instance, here it is. The big day arrives, you go scampering downstairs. Has he been? He has! This is for me! Wow, what is it? I guarantee you won't guess if this is yours for Christmas. Because here it is. It's a wobbly-headed model of the former president of Nissan USA.
You are joking.
His head wobbles, look.
I don't care.
No, look, it says on the back here, he's the father of the Z car. No! You just pulled the wobbly head off the former president of Nissan USA!
Nobody's ever said that before.
No, I don't suppose they have.
Now look what's happened.
You've ruined it!
Oh, now, I've got a new car from America launched this week. It's called the SSC Ultimate Aero. There it is, 1,183 horsepower, 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds, and this week it set the fastest ever speed for a road-legal car, 256 miles an hour. Can you believe that? Ooh. They say the body is solely carbon fibre and weighs 131 pounds, if you don't count the doors, the bonnet and the boot.
That's quite a lot of fun.
I weigh 131 pounds if you don't count my arms, legs and head.
It's a fair point.
It also says it has a completely flat belly, the only thing in America that has.
Yes, all right, no, hang on, we mustn't mock the Americans too much, because credit where it's due, they've done it. It is the fastest production car in the world. That's an achievement.
I bet this is rubbish.
Why?
No, I bet it is, because the man who did the speed run in it was 71 years old.
Yeah, but that just proves how easy it is to drive if
No,
man can...
No, it shows they didn't have all that much faith in it. Because, I mean, if you think about it, what did the advert say? Wanted elderly widower to drive a car we're not very sure about, must have not much else to live for. Oh! That won't be as good as a Bugatti. I'm telling you now, it won't be as good. Can I make an important point?
Yes.
You know, petrol went past £1 a litre this week, and everybody's running around saying, "Ooh, it's all far too expensive, we've all got to commit suicide." But it isn't expensive at all. It's cheap.
Well, it is actually, because some mineral water I saw was £4.99 a litre.
Exactly. And it's a good job your car doesn't run on bull semen.
Well, it is, yes, but why?
Because do you know how much bull semen is?
Do you know, I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's just gone.
£24,000 a litre.
Oh,
And
right.
no, this is my point. Seriously, I mean, petrol, they've got to build an oil rig, float it out to sea, dig a hole, there's nothing in it, dig another, then you get oil, then you've got to put it on a ship, float it halfway around the world to another country, put it in a refinery, which is the size of a small county, turn it into petrol, ship it to a garage, put it in a flame-proof tank, and then sell it to the customer. And they're doing that for, what, £1 a litre? I find that incredible.
Actually, no. No, because the government takes 65 pence, so they're actually doing that for 35 pence a litre.
Exactly.
And then if you buy 10 litres of it, you get a torch as well.
Well, there you go.
Who knew? That said, I filled my car up with petrol a couple of months ago. Do you know how much that cost?
Well, no, big
90
car.
quid.
85.
No, £35,000.
You filled it up with bull sperm, you idiot.
Yeah. Wrong
No,
pump.
it was somebody nicked my... The garage did that credit card thing where they sell it to somebody. Somebody's been running around in California spending my money on stuff.
I reckon you spent it on bull sperm.
Did you not notice the pump was different? It keeps moving. Now it's chasing me. I don't want it anymore.
I've got bird flu, be nice.
Briefly, to talk about
Oh,
the
yes,
car.
yeah, no, this is a good one now.
Mitsubishi, you know Mitsubishi, makers of the Evo and all that, they've now introduced a new turbocharged mid-engine car. Yeah. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
There it is. It's called the iCar. No, hold on. No, because, OK, it might be ugly, but at least it's slow. 64 brake horsepower, but it's got some clever bits and pieces. They say it's got a special filter on the air conditioning that, and I quote, they say, is of major benefit to allergy sufferers.
I'm allergic to Bill Oddie. Will it stop him getting in?
Bill Oddie cannot be blown through the air vents at you. The filter gets rid of it.
Like it?
No, it's very clear. It's also got hypoallergenic seats in
What, they give you eczema?
No.
Chlamydia?
No, they stop your eczema. And it's got a deodorising roof lining up there.
No, I know about that. No, I was reading about that the other day. If you break wind,
for instance,
in that car,
yes,
the smells are absorbed into the roof lining. It's a trick.
It's deodorising, that's what it does. So basically, the seats absorb your eczema and the roof lining absorbs your farts, which is very clever. But you wouldn't want to buy one second-hand, would you?
Wait, everybody. There is another Nissan present. I'm going to go and get it.
What? They have
No, I'm going to go and get it. I am going to go and get it. I wasn't going to treat you, but I'm going to treat you.
It's
all.
not a beheaded former president of Nissan USA. They have gone mad, though. I went through the catalogue. They've done a Nissan bar stool.
What?
Very, very stylish. Better still, in the catalogue, there is a Nissan guitar. What? That's quite strong.
The Nissan Z-Car shirt.
Hang on, Jeremy.
What?
Have a squirt of that.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for Christmas.
Oh, yeah. I've got everything I need. I've got my treble rabbit. I've got my aftershave and I've got my shirts.
And
I've got my headless businessman.
I have got more news. Bentley have recalled some cars. There's a problem with their wheel nuts, apparently. They might not be fastened properly. Bentley say it's not a big deal. It's only one batch of nuts affected. It only affected, I've got it written down here, it only concerns the Arnage R, and the Arnage T, and the Arnage RL, and the Azure. So basically, pretty much all of the cars they make. And it's only those built between February '05 and August last year. So that's a year and a half.
No, my favourite is the government, OK, who actually run this recall. They say here, if the bolts do become loose, this would in all probability be noticeable to the driver.
Yes, it will. Yes.
There would be a considerable mechanical knocking noise.
But when a wheel comes...
And sparks. And Sky Road ditch.
Dear, I think there might be something wrong with the car.
I think they were jealous of Rolls-Royce, because they used to say the loudest thing in a Rolls-Royce at 100 miles an hour is the clock.
Yeah.
So now Bentley can say the loudest thing in a Bentley at 100 miles an hour is the front near side wheel falling off.
More news. You know the Hyundai Sonata?
Oh, a Hyundai.
Korean car.
Yeah.
New front bumper, here it is. New headlamps, new dashboard, new radiator grille. And I wouldn't have one.
Me neither.
Honestly, things I'd rather do than drive one of those include presenting next week's show while gently cupping James's scrotum.
And we're off the air in Korea.
Yeah, goodbye, industrious little fellows.
Give me a minute. I'm going to have trouble shifting that vision now.
Anyway,
You're gonna have trouble
we've
shifting
also
that.
been sold, you'll like this, we've been sold in Australia.
Yes, we have. So we should probably talk about Australian cars.
Is there an Australian here? Yeah.
We're now yours.
Yeah, you've bought us.
Yeah.
And so we must talk about an Australian car.
Yeah.
What?
The XR8, that's
Well,
Australian.
it isn't. It's got an American engine and it was engineered by a Scotch.
No, you're right.
So what else is there? There's... Wasn't... No.
What Australian cars are there? Well, that's a Ford, you blithering idiot. That's American. What did you say? You're no good at rugby and we've beaten you twice in the world. I'm ready.
No, you're not.
What?
Because what you need for your tree are some Lamborghini baubles.
Perfect. Christmas is here.
But that gets cut out.
I bet it does as well.
Which is a good thing, because I can
Thinking it
take
does.
those home because I quite like them. Okie doke.
Oh, bother. Sorry, I dropped it.
Sorry. I dropped it as well.
Lamborghini
They're all
bauble.
wired into everything.
Happy
It's like
Christmas!
The Who.
Happy Christmas, everybody. Marley was dead.
Everything's ruined. If this is how your Christmas day went, sorry. That was a proper Christmas day, I think. Everything's broken.